Salma El Wardany at breakfast. BBC
Radio London.
I shall introduce you to my special guest this morning, a man who would, I'm sure, have many suggestions for me, and probably he would have been the man who has written those songs as well. He's Grammy-winning Toby Gad. He is the man behind so many of the songs that you have sang, danced along to, hummed and loved. Whether that's Fergie's Big Girls Don't Cry, Beyonce's If I Were a Boy. He's worked with the likes of Madonna and every other big artist that you love and adore. He very much is the puppet master behind some of our greatest moments and the songs that become the theme tune to those incredible moments. It is, of course, Toby Gad. Good morning. Welcome to the BBC.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Toby, tell me, you have been in London because you were playing the Palladium, weren't you, if I'm correct?
Yes, for the other songs, it was incredible. Sold out Palladium, I got 25 minutes and I told the stories, how some of my songs were written and then I performed them.
Oh, sounds beautiful. And I trust London gave you a very warm welcome.
Oh, yes, I love it.
The show had very, very strong reviews. Talk to me about the first song you wrote for an artist and what that was like.
Well, when I was 18 or 19, my brother and me, we kept writing songs all the time, but we got lucky with Milli Vanilli. Frank Farian at the time was looking for songs for the album, and we got 3 of our songs onto that album of Milli Vanilli, and we didn't know that they didn't sing at the time, but that was the first time that we could travel around the world and hear our songs on the radio everywhere. That was an incredible experience.
Do you remember what the first time it felt like when you heard it?
It just chills all over and it feels like full circle. Wow, you do something in your bedroom and then you hear it anywhere on the radio. It's just such a great feeling.
Yeah, I can imagine. And since then, you've gone on to write songs for Beyonce, for Miley Cyrus, for Enrique, for Madonna. I mean, you've worked with some of the biggest artists. You've really helped shape, pop music. And that is really quite remarkable that the songs that we listen to and that mean so much to us, lots of them have come from your pen. And I wonder what that's like. Is it just the song that takes all your attention? Or do you ever write songs for a particular artist? Or do you just write them and see who puts their own spin on them?
I've actually never been successful writing for artists. For me, it's always a collaborative act, and I'm usually more like the shrink. I look into what does the artist feel at this point,
And I wonder, is there a time that it does take longer? And is every artist that you work with just very different? And what do you do when it's not coming through, or it's not gelling, or it's not making it, the song isn't making itself apparent?
Well, it's been a long career of years and years and writing thousands of songs. And those few songs that are still on the radio today, those are the few that survived, but then there's so many that I cry over at night that don't make it. And, usually the good songs happen quickly. And then, I don't know, if a song takes more than half a day or so, then maybe it's good to try something else and ditch it.
What song are you most upset that never made it? What's the song that you love that you think should have been a hit and it wasn't?
It's coming out soon, and I can't tell you yet. But
You tease, Toby. No, you're leaving us at the edge of our seats here. Okay.
Well, I can tell you the story because this is an artist on Universal Republic in America, and I worked with her when she was 16, and I thought, oh my God, best voice ever, best artist I've ever worked with, and I did 8 songs with her in a very short time. And I was in Lisbon last year and I got the call from her, my EP is coming out. And I said, wow, are all our songs on there? And she says, no, none of the songs. And I had a bit of a breakdown at the time, I must admit. And then I thought, what can I do to to bring like those songs that are so dear to my heart, to get them out to the world. And then I started this journey, which is now an album that actually came out on Friday, and it's called Piano Diaries. I'm starting with re-recording my greatest hits, but now that this album is out, I'm going to continue this with recording songs that haven't been released yet, that I've written with my favorite artists, and some of them are superstars. Like, for instance, Donna Summer. I wrote with her before she died.
Wow.
And it's a song that I'm going to release, and there's a lot of songs. Like, if I work with, I don't know, James Arthur or John Legend or so, I write 5 times more songs than actually come out, and I have them all in my drawers. And I want to share them with the world. I feel some of them need to be heard.
Absolutely. They must come out with the world. And now that you've left us on that cliffhanger, I shall be eagerly awaiting. I'm trying to rack my brain of all the artists that were that age a while ago and maybe older now bringing out an EP. I'm going to be thinking about it all day, Toby. But tell me, because personally, this is one of my heroes. You, of course, co-wrote If I Were a Boy with Beyonce. And how was that? Was it a similar process to when you were working with John Legend, or is it all very different for different artists?
So I wrote the song with an artist called BC Jean, and I did 10 songs with her. We were in New York City. We took a break and walked along the street, 46th Street, on a pizza run. And she was very upset with a man who wasn't nice to her. And she said, if I were a boy, I would be a much better man. And I said, what did you just say? Let's go back to the studio, forget the pizza. Let's write that. What else would you do if you were a boy? And so that's also one of these songs that happened really quickly. In an hour or so, it was written. And then at that time, Big Girls Don't Cry was all over the radio. And I figured that Beyonce must know me by my song now. So I kicked in the doors at her management, at her label, at her publishers for 6 months, saying, I need to work with Beyonce. She just came off Destiny's Child at the time, and I heard she wanted to do a pop record. And eventually I got the call, Beyonce wants to work with me. And I spent 6 days in Jay-Z's studio. And on the 3rd day, she finally showed up and played me a few songs. And I played her If I Were a Boy, and she stood up and says, Toby, you won't believe this, but I want to sing this right now. And then I recorded Beyonce on my song, and it was incredible. Back then, she was already a superstar. And then after we had finished the recording, she still was with me on the couch for maybe half an hour, and we talked about families. I showed her how to play the song on the guitar. But that was the last time I saw her then.
So you've never worked with her again?
No, I wish.
Toby, who do you still want to work with, if there's anyone at all? I mean, you've worked with so many stars. I mean, who's still left on the list?
Well, you know, at the moment, I'm on this journey with Piano Diaries. And the album, I say one more time, is out now for streaming everywhere.
Get
Piano
your
Diaries,
album now, yes, Piano Diaries.
I'm so proud of it. And in this project, I'm passing the torch on to the young artists. And I have re-recorded all of my biggest songs with young artists whose voices I love, like Angelina Jordan. She's 18 years old, and her voice is just incredible. We performed at the Palladium together, If I Were a Boy, and what an artist. And my John Legend song I re-recorded with Selena Sharma, just a beautiful voice. And or my Jessie J song, Who You Are, I recorded with Louisa Johnson, the youngest X Factor winner in the UK, and just love working with that talent, those voices.
Yes,
that makes my day.
Sing live, I would love nothing more. I'm in my studio right now, staring at the piano to the right of me. So there is a piano here waiting for you with your name on it, Toby.
We need to do that.
I cannot wait. Toby Gad, what a pleasure. Like you said, your album Piano Diaries is out now. You can get it everywhere. Stream it, download it, love it, get it on vinyl, do the business. Toby, you have been the business. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This was amazing.
It was an absolute pleasure.